So this is like the user interface side. This is the thing that you use. What gets confusing is that this is the picture. These are the user instructions on this side, and what you'll run into is you'll have to either load it with the face up, which means you're kind of loading it upside down, or you'll load it with the instruction side up, which means you're kind of loading it backwards and then flipping it to be able to use it. So very quickly you will get to a point where you sort of memorize this, but this is always here in case you need it. So it's still, you know, it's burly, but it's still essentially a climbing belay device. So it has a side that your hand goes to and a side that your friend goes to. It's really all it is. So the other thing that's complicated now that we're upside down is that once you move the instruction face to actually be able to load the rope, the instructions are no longer useful to you because they're in the wrong position. But really think of it as getting the load side first, which is this side obviously, getting that part lined up, and then the rest kind of flows itself. And we'll show you the test as well to see whether or not you did it right in a little bit. So, and it's also the load side here. So you'll get this out of the way, and then you would, what's nice too is you can, I think that Don did this as well, you can go ahead, you don't have to load it at the end of the rope. You can save a little time, especially for the rescuer, to help get the rescuer, give the rescuer time to go ahead and use their end of the rope and tie their knots and really get set up. You can load it from the middle of the rope, which is nice. Can be a little bit confusing, but just think in terms of this side is downhill, so this is the load side. You can always double check right before you load it, and that way you now know, okay, it needs to go around like this, and then you can just move it out of the way enough to make room. And then again, double check. Now I've got this where the hand goes, and then that ends up working out nicely. This is a good double check before you then flip it, essentially. So like I said, we're kind of crossed here from like a rope management perspective, but we won't worry about that. Before we have you do it, what I want to do is show you the did I do it correctly check. And
can I have you check it?
What that is essentially like, is the yeah, see how it wants to. Let's see. And see how when I pull on it sharply, the equivalent of somebody on there, even with no operator, it'll break. So it's got like an automatic braking system from this little teeth section here. And the way it actually works is that this, once it's loaded, this handle controls the width of those teeth, but if it's released, it's spring loaded and it'll automatically constrict so that it's chomping on the rope.